Our guests here at Quintero come from all over the world, actually. We're sought out everywhere. So if you're a golf connoisseur, you've heard about us. Golf Digest did a great job at giving us some publicity. Our marketing team here at Quintero does a great job of getting the word out. And then it's up to us to perform. So even though we are number one, we want to show people that we're out here to support you having a good time. We allow our guests to have music on out here. That's why we got the USB ports on our RXV Elites. And now we got a high-end GPS comparable to the experience we're trying to provide here at Quintero. It's going to give you yardage from tee to green. It's going to give you an overview of the hole prior to playing it, which I think is very important out here. And then you can move the cursor around on the screen and find out any hazards, the yardage you are from the hazard. You can zero in on the green itself if you want to know from the fairway what the green complex looks like. There's an icon for that. The technology is endless with the Textron Fleet Management. The screen is the best I've ever seen as far as clarity, accuracy, the GPS location from tee to green, from fairway to green is spot on, plus or minus a yard. I mean, let's face it, our guests need plus or minus 10 yards, and we're giving them plus or minus a yard. It's unbelievable.
Guys, welcome to Quintero Golf. My name is Tim. I'm going to be giving you some information on the golf course out here today.
For most of our guests here at Quintero, they're with the first tee host, and they're waiting to tee off. And he's going over the functionality of it. And I hear this all the time. No, we already know it. We already know what we're doing. You know, do you want to add the scorecard? Do you want us to print a scorecard? All those functions. No, we're good. We've already figured it out. So that's the nice thing about it. I've been to other places with other units that I couldn't even figure it out. I'm in the industry and I'm going, man, I'm scratching my head going, you know, how do I get this thing to work? So, you know, the nice thing is it is its functionality and the ease of it. The big thing with TFM that I found is once you get it operational, you can actually back away from it and let it operate itself. And then the only thing you have to do after that is make sure that the flow or the pace of the golf course is going correctly. All of our computers, when our clerks behind the counter are checking guests in or interacting with guests, that screen comes up and we're monitoring pace of play. We check on our guests. If we notice that they're falling a little behind, it's nice that their name lights up in yellow and it lets us know that they're falling behind. Nice thing is you can hover your mouse over the name and it'll give you a quick blip of the pace there, so you don't have to actually click it on. That's a cool feature that our staff really loves. We integrate it with tablets and or a phone that has that TFM system running on it all the time. It allows us to interact. It allows us to address our guests by name. We can send messages to them, which is a really unique feature. And then custom making the messages. We find guests that get a little behind. When we see that they're improving their pace, we send a little thank you message to them as well. Our superintendent loves the TFM system because if we have any areas that are compromised that we're trying to get to heal, it takes 2 seconds to geofence that area. A cart can't get in there. It will start to let a guest know that it's encroached on that area. It'll actually shut the cart down, instruct them to back out of that location, because the cost of fixing those ruts from the golf cart's expensive, and it's labor intensive as well. With the Textron Fleet Management system, we take full advantage of the geofence application. We advertise our stay and play opportunities here at Quintero Golf Club. We let guests know prior to arriving at a comfort station that there's one coming up. We have a stationary beverage cart that sits between holes 2 and 7. We let guests know after they finish 6 that they're coming up on that station. Any areas that might be dangerous to our guests, we geofence those off so we don't get carts wandering there. And then we can also add our food and beverage opportunities. So after 17, depending on if it's Taco Tuesday, Fish Friday, those geofences will pop up an indication that those specials are going on down at the grill, and those have been fantastic for us, really generating a lot of food and beverage revenue. The customer service there at Textron Fleet Management, bar none, the best I've ever experienced. They taught our whole staff how to use the back end. My chef knows how to add geofences. My head pro knows how to shut off components of the portions of holes if we need to. All that can be done right away, and it was Textron Fleet Management and the support staff that allowed us to do that. No one in the industry, in any manufacturer, touches the quality of customer service we receive from both E-Z-Go and Textron Fleet Management, and I believe that wholeheartedly. The Elite vehicle and in the Textron Fleet Management system, it was a no-brainer for us to do, it was one-stop shopping, if you will. We had 2 quality components to add to our golf course. Textron Fleet Management is the only way to go for us here at Quintero.